Hey beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I know, I look a little different, right? I got the hair did. Y'all don't care. I know, it's been a minute, guys. It's been really crazy over here. Again, y'all don't really care. But I was traveling, I had all this other stuff going on. So I know, I missed a lot. But we are here for another new makeup releases video. I said I was going to do this every Monday and it was going to be Makeup Monday, but here we are. So this might actually come out on a Wednesday or a Thursday. We'll see. But I don't want to stay here and do a super long intro, but I do want to say welcome if this is your first time joining me. I'm Jamila. I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup and skincare. And I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you consider subscribing and joining the fam. And for my new makeup releases videos, one, I like to talk a little bit of smack, but I also like to give my perspective on how these products are going to go on sale so that you don't pay full price for it. I don't believe in paying full price for makeup because everything goes on sale eventually. So I like to give my predictions on how things will go on sale, how quickly they'll go on sale, when, all that fun jazz. So like I said, it's been about 2 weeks, which means there's so much to talk about. I'm going to scooch on over to the side. I'm going to be using makeup on my radar per usual. So make sure you go follow Jamie on her page on Instagram. She does all of the posts for high-end, luxury, indie, all of that. So I'll be using her images to talk about the new releases that are out there. Also, yes, I'm hella yellow, but that's because it's like setting. It's late in the afternoon. I'm doing what I can to film for you guys. I typically do not film on weekdays because I got a job and after work I'm tired. So I'm filming this afternoon because I really wanted to get this one up. So this is like golden hour. The sun is doing its thing, which I'm not mad about, but it does make me look a little orange. But that also means I have about half an hour of light. So let's go ahead, dive in. I'm going to scooch to the side, we'll insert some pics, and let's talk about all these new makeup releases. Okay, so we're just going to start from the top, work our way down, and I will skip the releases that don't really appeal to me or, you know, make me super excited. So that's going to be planned. Okay, so first thing I see is Spectrum Collections is releasing a Nightmare Before Christmas collection. So there is a couple of brushes. So there's a 10-piece brush set for $73.70, a 4-piece brush set for $30.70, a makeup bag. These makeup bags, y'all. These makeup bags. I mean, who was asking for these makeup bags? Really? No, like, seriously, who is asking for these makeup bags? Anyways, there's a sponge trio for $18.41 and a brush soap for $24.56. If you want the full collection, it's $133.91. I've never bought anything from Spectrum Collections, but I feel like they're expensive for what it is. I believe that they are synthetic brushes, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also feel like I've seen these brushes at TJ Maxx for like really, really cheap. I just feel like they seem a bit overpriced for what they are. Let me know if you've tried it. Now, I want to say that this does look kind of cute, though. I think the brushes with the little, whatever that skeleton's face is kind of funny. I'm not a Halloween person. I'm not a scary person. Is this a scary movie? That's how much I don't deal up with the Halloween scary movie. None of that fun jazz. So I don't even know. But I'm not particularly interested in this. So let's just keep moving along. Trixie Cosmetics, they are releasing the Horse Girl collection. What? I mean, I'm trying to think about it because it's like, this is different. You know, like right now you get a lot of Halloween releases and then like Trixie's like, here's a horse. There's no real, like, it doesn't follow the season, which I'm not mad at. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. I was just like, oh, that's weird, different, you know. Let's give you guys some horses. But this is a pretty palette. It's pretty neutral. I love me a good neutral palette. It's going to be $48. I've never tried the Trixie Cosmetics formula, but my friend Colin, they love it. So, it looks like it'll be a cute one. And I feel like, this is the same packaging that they've had before in previous palettes. They also have a single blush in Pony Show. That's going to be $14. Liquid lipstick for $16. If you want the full bundle, it's going to run you $64. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And mathematically speaking, I feel like that's a good value. 3 products, a palette, a blush, and a lipstick for $64. That's not bad at all. Okay. Oh, there'll also be merch. So there'll be a notebook for $14. No. A bandana set for $22. And a crew neck for $45. Okay. I don't know what it is about these brands and the merch that they're coming out with for this. I don't know. It's bags, bandanas, books, stickers. Like, could you just give us the makeups and then just go away? Okay, sunshine, I'm gonna need you to do less because you're doing too much. Okay. I'm so sorry about the lighting, y'all. Please. Come on, man. Anyways, let's keep moving along. RMS has a couple holiday sets with their blushes. You know, that's their shtick, you know. Anybody know what else RMS makes besides the blush? See what I'm saying? No, you can't name a single other thing the brand makes. So if it working for them, you know what they say, if it broke, don't fix it. No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So clearly the blushes are working for them. So the holiday set seems like a cool option. What's the value of this? So it's $75. Wait. For a luminizer, a blush, 2 brushes. I don't know. Anyways, one of these sets is also a lipstick set. A bunch of mini lipsticks. And then 3 lip lights and a mascara. Okay. Anyways, I don't care enough to dig any deeper into that. So let's just keep moving along. So Nomad has been sneak peeking their newest collection. I do have it in PR. I won't show you guys it until it's fully revealed, but it's different for the brand, but really nice. I was really surprised by it. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. And as someone who travels pretty frequently and who has a good couple of trips coming up the next 2-3 months, I'm gonna get use out of it. So it does make me very excited about the new release, and I can't wait for you guys to see all of it because I'm excited. Now the collection will be released. The collection will be revealed on Friday, the 13th, and the launch date is next Tuesday. So I will get a video up for you guys before the collection is available. So it should be up probably when it's announced, maybe right after, but it'll be up, I promise you guys. Okay. So there's a new brand called Diveroon. That is not how that's pronounced. Diveroon. Diveroon. They should put a phonetic pronunciation. I don't know what it's called. Now, I'm only mentioning this because Bad to the Brow Millie, she designed the artwork for this on the little moth on top. So that's super exciting. She does have a video of the palette on her channel. So make sure you check it out. I think this is cute. It's not necessarily the most wearable color story. So I wouldn't pick this up because it's not wearable, but it is a cute palette. I will say that. Couple multi-chromes. Yeah, there's just... I can't get a neutral look out of this, but it's pretty. And y'all know I'm on a no new brand trend. Oh, $68. I don't like anything that starts with a 6. I've decided. If your palette decides to start with a 6, I'm done. Also, sidebar. I feel like I'm at this point now where if I haven't bought it yet, I'm not buying it until Black Friday. Just saying. I feel like I'm on a no buy until Black Friday because... Why? I'm going to wait for a good sale. And that probably includes the Sephora VIB sale too. Because of the 2 sales that Sephora does, the fall and the spring, I think the fall is the least worth it. Because, you know, it's right before Black Friday. There's no reason to get 20% off when you could get like 40, 50% off. Just saying. Okay. Oh. So Nabla Cosmetics has an advent calendar. This is cute. No. This is really pretty. I like this little case. Oh, wait. That price is not pretty. So it's $157.62. No, ma'am. I mean, you are technically getting a lot. Like, the case is really pretty, but honestly, what am I going to do with that? nothing. It's like a little tin box that would go under the bed and just collect dust. I'm okay. The palette is really nice, but I already have the palette, so no need to purchase that. We have a lip plumper thing. I hate lip plumpers. My lips are plump enough. They have a couple of their eye crayons. I think there's a mascara. They're a primer, lipstick. Yeah, so nothing. There's not one product in here that stands out to me. And honestly, when it comes to advent calendars, son again, I am very picky because I need to like more than 50% of it for it to be worth the money. Because if I'm only really buying it for 1 or 2 products, I might as well just buy the 1 or 2 products that I wanted and save some money. So that's going to be a hard pass for me. But if you were looking to get into Nabla, it might be a good way for you to try a little something something. 156 for, let's see, how many slots are there? Looks like 12 slots, so 12 products. That's not bad in terms of the math of it. And you get a cute little box. I don't know what you use it for, but you do get a cute little box. Okay, so Haus Labs. Haus Labs has finally given us eyeshadow. Now, when the brand relaunched, I was waiting for them to give us some eyeshadow that was in a palette form, not that little tube thing. So we finally have some eyeshadow, and this seems to be their holiday collection. So in addition to the eyeshadow, I see some lip oils, which I feel like these colors already exist. No? Or they existed in the previous version of the brand. Either way, I'm not here for the lip oils or for the, I'm guessing those are liquid lipsticks. What I'm here for is, yeah, the shake lip thingy that I don't care for. I'm here for these limited edition eyeshadow palettes. Now, it's called Eye Library palettes. Don't know why, don't care. But these are 6-pan palettes for $49. I'm not sure about the math of the 6 shades, $49. I don't know about the pricing of it, so I'm gonna let that part go. But looking at the color story, it is interesting, but in the most basic way. As in, these color stories aren't revolutionary, exciting. I am interested just because I want to know what this formula is gonna be like. Is it like the old one? Is it, you know, new and different and fresh? Apparently the shades are infused with skincare, talc-free, biodegradable glitter, clean and cruelty-free and vegan. I'm interested, but I think I'm gonna need to swatch this in store first. And also, I don't want to spend $49. I want to spend $25. And I know that's pushing it, but you know, like with the new Haus Labs, I feel like the price point basically doubled from what it was, maybe? I don't know. It just feels like the price got really, really high for what the brand is. And I think it's a good brand, but that's kind of it. I think it's just okay. That's probably a very unpopular opinion. Please do not hate me for it. But anyways, it will be available October 20th in case you were interested. Glamlite. Oh, Lord Jesus. Be a fence. So Glamlite has a Friday the 13th collection. Y'all even got their Ghostface palette yet? Seriously, did you get your Ghostface palette yet? Because I feel like the Ghostface palette ain't even hit people mailbox yet. And we already have another palette launching. And this is the type of thing that has pissed me off, right? Like, you have all these launches that are back to back to back. People ain't even had a good hot second to enjoy the launch that all they just put out. And now we have a whole other collection. Now, I don't know nothing about Friday the 13th. I don't know nothing about Ghostface because I'm not a Halloween scary movie type of gal. I don't watch that content ever. So I can't tell you anything about the color story of this. But in my mind, aren't all of these like black, white, and red? Like some scary guy who's in all black with a little bit of white and red for blood. Isn't that the color story for everything? Now, I will say this Friday the 13th collection is more interesting than that Ghost Rider one, which is kind of funny because they spent like a solid month and a half trying to get us excited about that, but pissing us off because it was so damn long for the reveal. And then they launched basically Hershey 2.0. And now we have this Friday the 13th collection that I feel like people are just like, we still trying to enjoy Ghostface. Like, give us a minute to put Ghostface on the eyes. Give us a minute to even get Ghostface. And not to mention, they have a whole other collection that's supposed to come after this. I don't know who, but I feel like they have 3 Halloween collections launching. Like, pick one. Pick one. You're doing the most. I was talking to my girls, Kara and Ash and Yadi, about this, and Dr. Ash, she said that this looks like Muerte, but a little bit icier. And I do see that, because one of the things I said to them was, these mattes are pretty, but these shimmers are icy. Like, and I'm on the deeper spectrum, so when I see icy shimmers, I'm not really inclined to use them. Like, I like to use the icy shimmers as inner corner highlights, not as over the lid, because on me, they don't necessarily look great, you know? Because what is a nice light shimmer or, you know, everyday shimmer for someone of a light complexion is an icy shimmer for me, and it stands out, and I don't really like how it looks on me, but I like the palette. I'll say that, though. I'm not saying I don't like the palette. I actually like this color story way more than Ghostface, so that's not what I'm here mad about. I just mad because we ain't even had time to understand or, you know, like Ghostface a little bit before this one dropped, and there's supposed to be a whole other collection coming too. Now, in addition to the palette, there's supposed to be a couple other products. So let's see if we can find them. So it looks like there's a lip duo again, lipstick lip liner, which I expected, some brushes. Oh, this is cute. And some lashes. I thought there was a candle too. Yeah, there's a candle also to go along with this. I wonder what that candle smells like. Oh, so it says cherry wood. Okay, so the candle is $12, which isn't bad. The brushes are going to run you $18. The lashes are going to run you $10. And the palette itself is going to cost you $34. You see, these are the prices I like to hear. Like, this, I think, is a really good price. And I will say the packaging is cool, I guess, for what it is. Again, not a scary person. So, yeah. But I've said this so many times before. As much as, like, Glamlite and their whole reveal, whatever it is they're doing, is annoying, I do really, really like their price point and the fact that they continue to keep things at that price point. Just saying. And the quality is amazing. Every Glamlite palette I've tried has had amazing quality. And their mattes are bomb.com. And y'all know how I feel about a good matte formula. Okay, so moving along, Pastel Rose UK has a Book of Spells and Potions palette. This is pretty, but it's a standard kind of Halloween green, orange, purple palette, which I think we've seen 10 times over. Esum Cosmetics, they finally launched. I feel like the launch dates for this kind of was a little bit confusing, but they have their new Elevate palette. I do have it here. And fun fact, I was able to purchase this palette like 2 months ago because I'm nosy. Literally, that's what it boils down to, me being nosy. I was watching their Instagram, and because it's a makeup artist brand, they actually showcase makeup artists using their products. So they had all of their products, like whoever the makeup artist was, had their products laid out on a table, right? And they, you know, did like a quick pan of the table. And I saw this palette in the little corner, and I was like, what's that colorful thing? So I messaged the brand on Instagram, and I was like, hey, what's that palette? And like, where can I buy it? And they're like, oh, it hasn't come out yet, but we'll give you a code so you can buy it early. And I was like, really? Thank you. I appreciate that. So I was able to get this early. This is the Elevate number 4 palette. It's absolutely beautiful. I haven't put it on my eyes yet. I was hoping to get a video up before it launched because I've had it for so long, like literally, you guys, months. But, you know, life be lifing. And quite frankly, I really did like the previous palette, the all shimmer sort of neutral one. This is absolutely amazing, and I've definitely gotten some good use out of it. So I'm looking forward to playing with the new one. I want to get the all matte one as well because I think it'd be great for travel. And I'm really looking for that blush palette as well because that one looks superb also. Okay, so Adept Cosmetics has... Was this a reveal or a release? I think they revealed and released Oh, wait, no. Yeah, this is available today. So, the Rainbow Raider Multi-Use Limited Edition palette. At least the brand knows it's ugly. Because it says here, another ugly palette designed for the face but safe for eye use and inspired by the Flash villain Rainbow Raider. This is chaos personified. Like, I just don't know how to use this palette because there's no way your brush could fit in a single shade in this palette unless you're using like a pencil brush. And then if you swirl it all together, can you bring it back to its natural state? Does it just kind of turn into mud? It's just, it's a lot. Now, this is currently available. Like I said, it's retailing for, I believe, $68. So up there for like technically 4 shades, but honestly, it's 4 shades that have like 4 shades in them. So like 16 shades in total. Chaos. Complete chaos. But yeah, this is not, I don't want this. Definitely not one that I am interested in. Now, Glamlite, they released their Rich Romantic palette. I saw this. I thought this was cute. It did make me think of their Nelly Natural palette, though. So I was like, is this new? And it's like a rosy pinky palette. You know what I mean? And I think all of us, especially if you shop Patricia, have enough roses and pinks in our collection to last a lifetime. So I really wasn't feeling this. And quite frankly, a lot of these new releases have me just like, oh, yawn. I'm not interested in most of them. But I did see some pretty looks from, you know, folks. Again, they were pinky rosy looks. So I was like, cool, easy pass for me. And because this is an Australian-based brand, their shipping isn't cheap. So even though the palette, I think, is on the reasonable side, I believe, in terms of pricing, it's $58 USD. Then you have to add like maybe $20 in shipping. It comes up to, I think their palettes cost roughly around $75 when you add in the shipping and all the other fun jazz. Which, yeah, that's a bit much for me for a rosy pinky palette. So I definitely skipped that one. Okay, so Martine Cosmetics has a Mayday palette. It's just red and blue. Or Mayday collection, I guess. Now, this does look like the Muerte palette from Melt with the red and the blue. I don't think I like the Martine Cosmetics formula. I think I showed you all in one of my last declutters that I got rid of it because it just, yeah, it just wasn't for me. No. It looks like there's a highlighting trio as well and some lip oils. But yeah, I tried it. Wasn't for me. And I let it go. Okay, now let's talk about this palette that has me torn. Okay, so Cosmic Brushes, they finally let us see the Gothic palette. They've been sneak peeking this. This is a 12 pan eyeshadow palette, so it's smaller than the typical palettes that they have. It's going to cost $22 USD, I believe, which I like a $22 palette. And it does have a couple of multi-chromes in there. Where I am stuck, this is a monochromatic palette. It's a purple palette, and I typically don't like monochromatic palettes. I like variation. I like to get at least 2 color stories in there. But this is light purple and dark purple. It's all purple. So I feel like I want it, but also like I know I don't like monochromatic palettes. And even though this is like $22, it is a UK-based brand. So the shipping is not cheap. I think it's like $15 for shipping, which if I use like Makeup Radar's code, I could probably get like maybe half off the shipping, or like $3-4 off the shipping. So it does bring it down a little bit. But for a palette that I don't really love, or don't know if I would love because it's monochromatic, I don't know, y'all. But these swatches look pretty. They definitely look a little oversaturated, and so much so that you can't even see the person with the darkest arm. But it's pretty. Okay, again, going back to, if I haven't bought it yet, I'm not gonna buy it until Black Friday. Which, I'm hoping they participate in, because honestly, some of these UK-based brands, and not even just UK-based brands, but non-US based brands, don't participate in the Black Friday sales. So maybe maybe it won't even be there. But I'm interested to see how this one sells, because their releases keep selling out. So we'll see if this one actually does sell out. I don't know when this is going to be available though, so I will keep you all posted. Oh, I think it's tomorrow. Yes, available on the 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be $26.93. Sorry, not, I think it's probably 22 pounds, maybe, so $26.93. Is that the price of their previous palettes? I wonder, because this is smaller than the previous palette, so I would expect it to be slightly cheaper than the previous palettes. But it does have multi-chromes, so maybe not. And I do think it has multiple multi-chromes, so okay, I get it. Makes sense. Now, Ensley Rain has a new release. Didn't they just release Harvest Moon? Yeah, they just released the Harvest Moon palette. I know my girl Cara bought it. I know Dr. Ash bought it as well, so I'm going to be really interested in their videos. This is their Twisted Tea Party. This just looks like chaos, which makes sense because it's kind of Alice in Wonderland theme. But too chaotic for me and not enough wearable for me. Like, I like colorful looks as much as the next person, but I need to have some kind of wearable look in there. And this is just chaos with no wearable looks really in sight. Maybe kind of, sort of, if you squint your eye a little bit. Anyways, this is going to be $83.33. Wait, what? And if you want the empty palette, it's $16. The multi-chromes are $18. The mattes are $7. I can't. I can't do it, you all. I can't. Like, I was drawing the line at like a $65 palette, and these $80 palettes, y'all, done. I am done. I can't do it. So Clarity Cosmetics has restocked their Apocalypse palette. I wonder if this is in the mini size, because they were supposed to be moving to these smaller pan sizes. So, oh yeah, so it is the mini size. Okay. That's not for me. So let me just mind my business and move along. Cleona has a new collection coming out. So they'll have a multi-chrome palette as well as some nail polishes. Oh, it's 2 multi-chrome palettes. I mean, these are pretty, but like, I'm okay. I feel like because I was burned with that dragon fruit palette, I'm just like, I'm okay. I'll sit here. But that colorful one is kind of nice. I don't know. I just feel like I want a complete palette, not just a palette of multi-chromes. Or at least not in this format. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, because I'm going to contradict myself and say that I like the Danessa Myricks multi-chrome palette, which is literally all like multi-chromes, but something about this one is not appealing to me. I don't know. I just feel like I want a complete Cleona palette, if that makes sense. Although this deep one is very, very pretty, and I keep looking at it, so maybe I'll see what the price of this is. I feel like I'm hesitating because I'm pretty sure this is going to be stupid expensive. Cleona is also a Canadian brand, so the shipping for that isn't cheap. And that dragon fruit palette, when I bought it, was like $75, and it was squeaky. Ooh, that thing was squeaky. That palette squeaked to no end, and it was hella aggravating. There was satins in it. It was pink and green, which I realized I don't like. And it didn't have any of like the special Cleona shades, you know, like I thought I was going to get. So I wasn't here for it. So I got rid of that one pretty quick, actually. I put it on my Macari. But I'm looking to see what this palette costs. I don't see the price here, but now I am curious. Let's see. Oh, they were doing free shipping for over $175. I didn't want to spend that much. So it's either 69 Canadian or 159 Canadian. For 9 shades? No. No. No, thank you. Okay, so Refa is sneak peeking a new brush. It's actually really, really pretty. It looks like them bougie little Japanese brushes that I can't afford. Like Refa is what I can afford when it comes to natural hair brushes, with a little bit of Sonia G. But this looks like, I hope this is gonna be Refa pricing and not like Sonia G pricing, because I really hope that it's gonna be on the affordable spectrum of things. But it's a pretty looking brush. It's supposed to be revealed in like a couple days with the price, I guess. But it says that it's going to be limited edition, but if it sells out too quickly, they'll do their best to replenish the stock in 2024. Don't know what that means, but I'm actually kind of interested in seeing that, because I do appreciate Refa's price point for natural hair brushes. Okay, skipping down to the Danessa Myricks palette, because I did say I wanted to talk about this. So at least it's the same price point as last year, right? So it's $125. And also the center shades are actually 2 shades. Now I do have the 2 previous Lightwork palettes, and I will say in the first one, the center shade was like a giant iridescent shade, which quite frankly, nobody needed that much of. So the fact that they've actually taken the giant shade and broken it into 2 shades means, in theory, you're getting more product in terms of more shades than the last 2 releases, essentially. So I'm not mad at this layout. I actually think that this is probably a better value than the last 2 palettes. I want this. And I'm saying it very, very slowly because I'm really trying to think it through. Do I think it's a revolutionary formula? Probably not. Will I say that I really like my Danessa Myricks multichromes and I find them to be, honestly, a little bit shinier than the others I have in my collection? Also, yes. I also don't have any Cleona or any Divina. Well, yes, I have no Cleona because I sold that Cleona palette. I have no Divina. The only thing I have is Terra Moons, and I don't really have like the black-based multichromes from these brands. So my multichrome collection is actually quite small, if I'm being honest. So this, I feel like, is going to be good for me. I also feel like these shades here seem to be pretty wearable. Now, obviously, I have to pair this with a matte palette, but I want this. I think it's pretty. I think it's cute. I like the depth of it. I think they have a nice mix of deep shades as well as a couple lighter shimmers. I don't want to pay $125 for it, though. And I will say last year, the last Lightwork palette was on sale during her Black Friday sale for 30% off. So my plan is to wait for Black Friday so I can get it for 30% off. I purchased mine during the Sephora VIB sale for 20% off, and I was mad that I didn't wait for the 30% off Danessa Myricks sale. So I'm going to hold out for Danessa Myricks, her little Black Friday sale, to see if I can get it for 30% off, because $125 is a bit much, I think, just generally. If you break it down shade by shade, it probably is a good value, but I still don't want to pay $125. I don't want to pay full price for anything, so I'm waiting for Black Friday. Okay, so Natasha Denona and her Triochrome Baby palette. This is so cute, you guys, but I'm not buying it. Because what am I going to do with this one blue palette? And I don't like her mini palettes. For some reason, the layouts bother me. I like all of her other palettes, but I don't like the minis, the format of those minis. It bothers me for some reason. And there is no world in which I just use like a blue mini palette like that. Again, like, what am I going to do with it? It's so cute. I wish it was a part of like a MIDI palette, like a MIDI Triochrome that had this blue row in it, followed by other rows. You know what I mean? Like, continue the Triochrome palette in the MIDI size with new rows. That's what I would have liked. And this is pretty, but I don't need this in any form or fashion. If I buy this, I 100% guarantee you, I would use it once for a video and never again. So, like, this is something that I don't think I would even buy on sale because it's just impractical. Even though that multichrome is real cute and I'm looking at it and I want it, I'm going to be smart about it and let it go. Okay, so Sigma, which I don't even know why I'm talking about them because y'all know I decluttered all my Sigma palettes. But we're going to talk about them anyway. They have a Beauty and the Beast collection, which seems to include a big palette, a little palette, a face palette, a couple of brushes, and some lip products. I don't like the Sigma eyeshadow formula. And it's not that I think it's a bad formula. I just don't think it's my formula. I think that it is mediocre at best. And given how large my collection is and how picky I think I am about eyeshadow, it gets lost. Like, it doesn't get used. Like, mediocre eyeshadow formulas don't get used in my collection. Same with, like, my Juvia's Place palettes. You know, like, they just don't get used. Like, because I have so much other products. So, I'm not interested in this collection by any means. Ooh. Sorry, the brush set is $89. The big palette's $32. The mini palette is... Oh, wait. What? Oh, no. The mini palette is $32. So how much is the big palette? Yeah, no. And I also think that their price point is expensive for what it is. Mediocre. Anyways, let me move along because I feel like somebody will get mad. But yeah, I just don't like the formula. So I actively made the decision to declutter all of my Sigma palettes. They're just getting lost, and I would rather somebody else who likes it, uses it, and loves it. I don't know who this brand is, but this is pretty. It's Creative Soul Cosmetics Cabin in the Woods. I like this color story, but I can pretty clearly tell that there are 2 glitters in here, and there's no world in which I put a pressed glitter on my lids. Yeah, there are 2 pressed glitters. Absolutely not. It's an immediate no, which is unfortunate because it really is a pretty color story. So, Makeup by Mario has restocked his Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. Not gonna lie, they sneaked this like this was a whole new product, and then they were just like, here you go, here's something we already made. And this is what I mean about limited edition being complete BS, because everything comes back. Now, this palette retails for $68. Quite frankly, if you bought the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude, you don't need to buy this. And Tasha probably has a little bit more depth than Mario does. So if you were on the deeper side, Natasha Denona is going to give you more depth. Makeup by Mario, his shades are a little bit more toppery for that ethereal eyes effect. But I actually kind of found that they fade after a while. Like, they don't last as long as I would want them to. Because I wore them to a meeting when I was traveling. And it was gone by the end of the day. And my shadows don't fade. Like, that's not something I experienced. I don't have oily lids. I have nothing. My lids are basic. My lids they just exist. So, when the shadows faded, I was like, oh. And that's kind of just because it's like a toppery kind of shadow. So, yeah. It's not necessarily one that I would recommend. Yeah, I feel like if you have I Need a Nude, you don't need this one. It's okay. Doesn't stand out by any means. Juvia's Place has launched their Afro Galactic palette, or their Afro Galactic collection. The palette is $36. There are a couple multi-chromes in there. I don't know, something about Juvia's Place just doesn't get used. And it's not because the shadows are bad. I just don't know. I just never reach for my Juvia's Place palettes. And I keep going back and forth on whether I should declutter them or keep them. I think I'm going to declutter them. I think I've come to accept that they just need to go to a better home. Speak that into existence for me, guys. I'm really trying to, like, just not hold on to it. I don't know if I talked about this, but Adept Cosmetics has restocked their Heather Austin palette, as well as the Sumerian Sunset palette, which I thought was going to take longer to restock. Either way, Sumerian Sunset is great. I have a video of that on my channel if you want to see me use it. The Heather Austin palette, I also do have a video on. It's not a good one. But the Heather Austin palette that I purchased back then was before they changed their matte shadow formula. And y'all, when I tell you I struggled with the mattes back then, I struggled. I got rid of that palette immediately after that video because I was mad. I was like, these shadows don't blend. They did not blend to save their life. So I immediately decluttered it. I was like, you gotta go. And I've been going back and forth on whether or not I should buy this new palette. It's not new because the color story is still the same, but it's the new matte formula. So I've been going back and forth on whether or not to buy it. I really do like the color story. It truly was the mattes that were giving me heartburn. So I'm hoping that this sticks around until like a Black Friday sale-ish, or even just a regular 25% off sale from Adept, because I'd pick it up at that price because it is a pretty color story. I just couldn't deal with that last formula. I feel like I'm missing a couple of things. I want to hit on a couple of things and then we can wrap up this video. Oh, yes. Melt. So Melt has released I don't know if this is their holiday collection, because typically Melt's holiday collections are always a little bit different. So I can't tell if this is holiday or Halloween. I'm going to say a Halloween collection because that's kind of what it feels like. And it's called the Halloween Town collection. There's a palette, which I don't like. I don't like it. I feel like the first time I saw it, I was like, okay. It kind of reminds me of Electrip a little bit. I didn't like the layout of the shadows kind of just being crooked. And I get it. It's on theme. It makes sense, but I didn't like it. Me problem. They had a mirror, which I thought was cute. They had this orange lipstick that reminded me of Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar, which I thought was really nice. They have some an ultra matte lipstick, or a couple lipsticks for $24 a piece. Highlighter, as well as a couple gel liners. Now the full collection is $175, and there's also a makeup bag for $35. So sick of these bags, but I actually like this one. This is a cute bag. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sick of all these bags, but this bag was kind of cute. So I feel like Melt has fallen off a little bit. So much so that Melt has been having these 40% off sales, and I'm like, one, that just shows how high the markup their products are. And two, clearly their products are not selling the way they used to. So I don't think this sold out by any means. I would probably be willing to pick up a few things from this collection on sale, like the orange lipstick and gel liners, because I think those actually do look really pretty. Maybe the palette, maybe. At 40% off, sure. And the makeup bag. It's cute. I kind of like the black and white front of it, but then the colored back of it. And this makeup bag actually seems like it would be travel friendly. Because that's the one thing about the Ghost Face bag that was actually kind of ridiculous, is that it's not a travel bag. Like, it is designed or described as a travel makeup bag, but as somebody who travels a lot, where that fit in whose suitcase? Because now it's taking up all the space that you need to put your clothes, your shoes, and everything else. When I travel, I'm very, very particular about like my bags where I have my makeup and my skincare products, because I need them to be compact so I could fit everything else. And that bag was big and bulky. And who is carrying that in their suitcase? Or even as a personal item, because it's so big, because it can't really fit in a suitcase. It's not a travel bag. This does look compact enough to be a travel bag. Now, I know my friend Colin, they got the entire collection, so I'm going to watch that video after this to see if the bag actually is that big or not. But I don't know why I keep going on about this bag. It just caught my eye. Anyways, let's move along. We're already at like 48 minutes, so let me see if there's anything else, and then we can wrap this up. Okay, so I moved back into the middle because I didn't really see anything else. And just to quickly wrap things up, I want to talk about 3 things really quickly. First and foremost, I definitely recommend you guys go take a look at my girl Kara's new makeup releases video, because one of the things she does talk about there is Notoriously Morbid's response to their ridiculous shipping times and their constant releases before people even get the products that they order. So I'm really glad that she shared what the brand shared with her. She is an affiliate there. She does get a small commission when you shop through her links. And, you know, Kara is such a beautiful soul. And she's actually very thoughtful about these things, and the fact that it is frustrating from a consumer perspective to purchase a product from a brand, watch them launch 3 or 4 different products, and then you still haven't gotten yours shipped. And then to have to pay shipping 3 or 4 different times, instead of just waiting till everything launched. You know, it is frustrating from a consumer perspective. So they did send her a response. She did share it with her audience. So if you want to know what's going on there, definitely check it out, because I read all the comments, you guys, and I did see a lot of you guys agreeing with me that it was quite frustrating, and it is quite frustrating to have like a month plus wait time when it comes to your Notoriously Morbid orders and see the brand release multiple palettes in the interim. So check that out. And then lastly, I want to flag the Sephora VIB sale is coming up. Let me give you guys some quick dates so you know. So for Rouge, it will start on the 27th of October. So that will be the kickoff date for the sale. If you're not Rouge, don't shop. Just don't. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's your money. Do what you got to do. But if you are not Rouge and you live within the US, I don't think it makes sense to shop. If you are outside of the US, and sometimes it's hard to get, you know, some of these brands at a great discount and the shipping and everything, fully understand it. Do what you got to do. And I say don't shop because Black Friday is literally right around the corner, you guys. I remember what a lot of these sales used to be, so I will try to do a video just kind of giving you guys my predictions on what the specific brand sales will be, because I know Pat McGrath does 40% off, or at least that's what she's up to now. Danessa Myricks does like 30% off. Who else? You know, just ask me brands down below and I can tell you like from memory what some of these brands did in previous years. So I'm always considering Sephora versus Black Friday to see what the best price might be. So just something to keep in mind as you guys are shopping. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching. Y'all know I appreciate you so much more than you know. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know this was a bit of an extended break, but I appreciate you all more than you know. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about all the new releases. And as always, be safe. Love you guys. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.